W każdym razie, konferencję PC Gaming Show. Usuwamy Ubisoft z tyłu, gdyż już po Ubisoftie i coś się chyba zaczyna dziać. Bo muzyka się wycisza, czyżby?
Hey there, I'm Frankie Ward. The PC Gaming Show is just a few minutes away where we'll reveal all new trailers and gameplay footage you haven't seen before for the first time. But before we get started, here's a warm-up. The Great PC Gaming Quiz brought to you by Drake's Cakes. And to help me get through the next 10 minutes of tough trivia, I've got my buddy Webster. Are you ready, Webster? Let's see how well you know your PC gaming history. And if you're watching along at home, chime in the chat with your answer. Which of these classic sci-fi games is set furthest in the future? Is it A, Doom, B, System Shock, C, Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, or D, Wing Commander?
Kurwa, nie mam
And
pojęcia.
the answer, I have a feeling that Webster
tak chciałem już napisać,
myślałem.
ale już nie
is
zdążyłem.
Wing Commander.
Dobra, będziemy odpowiadać
And
tak
Webster
powiedzmy na
would love
żywca.
to hear your fan theories about how all these games exist in the same timeline. I feel like you fixed this, Webster. Let's see if the next question is also bird related. What Space Marine chapter is the main focus of the Warhammer 40k Dawn of War series? Is it A, Blood Legion, B, Blood Angels, C, Blood Ravens,
Dobra, strzelam tych
or
aniołów,
D,
cokolwiek.
Blood Tigers?
B.
And no, Webster, Blood Duck is not an option. The answer is C, Blood Ravens. Believe it or not, those are all canonical chapter names. The Adeptus Astartes really like blood. Unlike Webster and myself here, we're very much non-violent people, aren't we?
Runor.
Yeah, ducks are definitely passive.
Później.
Teraz.
Cały
Moving
tydzień na
on
to
to
jest.
the next
Odpowiadamy na
question.
pytania. Cicho.
Which conventional enemy in XCOM 2 has the most health? Is it A, Avatar, B, Sectopod, C, Archon, or D, Gatekeeper?
Nie wiem, Arkon.
Też mi się wydaje, że Arkon, ale nie pamiętam, bo mało grałem w tego.
And the answer is B, Sectopod. My least favourite kind of pod. Are you a Sectopod fan, Webster? He's a duck of good taste. Now, the next, possibly less tasty question. Known as the Clever Hound, this god in the Pillars of Eternity universe is the patron of hunters, explorers and treasure
Są
seekers
gry
of
pecetowe.
all sorts.
Hashtag
But
Master
The
Race.
Ja
answer
pierdolę.
A, Magron, B, Galloway,
Ale też nie znam
C,
odpowiedzi.
Eothas,
Dobrze,
or D,
Szaja,
Berath.
bywaj.
And
Pa,
yes,
to, a
you do
właśnie,
have
co
the
tam
excuse to berate me in chat
sierpień,
if I
czy jeszcze
pronounce
będziesz
any of those
poprawiać?
wrong. Webster, I'd like to see you have a go. The answer is B, Galloway, and hopefully he can help me find more time to finish Pillars 2. But we don't have time right now because we need to get on to the next question. Webster, next question. How long have we been waiting since the announcement of Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord?
Wydaje mi się, że 4 lata to już
3 years
spokojnie.
and 6
Nawet
months,
nie wiem, czy nie więcej.
B, 4 years, 11 months, C, 5 years, 9 months,
No
or
to powodzenia,
D,
Bartek,
9
powodzenia.
years and 2 months. Webster, I think we
Zamiast
both
pomiędzy
know the
BAC.
answer is far too long. Guys, what have you been up to? The answer is C, 5 years and 9 months. And thinking about it, I could have probably built an actual castle by now if I'd been thinking about it. In fact, Webster could have probably built a castle by now and he doesn't even have hands. On to the next question. In the 2000 Japanese film Battle Royale,
Oho.
that
No to
inspired
się
the breaking up
umarło,
game
dobra,
genre,
żyje.
what was used to make sure the competitors didn't break the rules? A, enforcer robots, B, force fields, C, explosive
Ej, Bartek,
collars, or
zacznij powiedzieć
D,
pytanie?
the honor system. Webster, you are
Bo nie mam
you a
pojęcia.
Battle Royale fan?
No chyba ten Force Field, no nie wiem, tak jest w grach z Battle Royale.
Definitely had you down as a boogie bomb dancer. But there you go. And the answer is C, the nasty sounding explosive collars. Webster, have you ever won a chicken dinner? They warned me about this before we started the shoot. I'm so sorry. We're just going to take a moment, but we'll be back with the next question in a second. Which of the following provinces of Tamriel in the Elder Scroll franchise has been the least explored? Is it A, High Rock, B, Elsewhere, C, Valen Wood, or D, Black Marsh, which is I think where Webster heads when he's had a heavy day. The answer is D, Black Marsh, aka Webster's favourite hangout, and hopefully we are Argonian there soon. I'll Argonian and get my coat, shall I? Next question. Which of these items is universally considered a light gift by all villagers in Stardew Valley? Is it A, maple syrup, B, rainbow shell, C, void mayonnaise, or D, prismatic shard?
Książę majonez.
The answer is, of course, A, maple syrup. But Webster, what's your favourite gift? Ooh, a Drake's Devil Dog. Mine too, how did you know? What is the name of the tallest building you can jump off of in Grand Theft Auto 5? Is it A, Mile High Club, B, Rotterdam Tower, C, Schomburg Sack Center, or D, Maze Bank Tower?
Chyba Maze Bank.
Nie mam tego pojęcia.
The answer is, of course, Maze Bank Tower, which you might know better as that one I always see in crazy base jumping videos on YouTube. And actually, Webster, while I've got you here, can ducks fly? Apparently so. The next question is, what is the highest price ever paid for a weapon skin in Counter-Strike Global Offensive?
61, chyba tak, chyba 61 już mi się tak skojarzy.
B, $12,900, C, $61,000, or D, $85,150? The answer is C,
Chyba jeden punkt na cały quiz.
$61,000. Sometimes you want to put a down payment on the house. Other times, you just want the baddest looking AWP. Webster, you an AWP guy? I had you more down as a lurker myself. I can be wrong, but I'm going to get this next question right. Which of the following prehistoric beasts has not yet made an appearance in Ark Survival Evolved? Is it A, Dimorphodon, B, Sarcosuchus, C, Megatherium, or D, Cynonaphus? I definitely got all of those right. Do not start going on Wikipedia and seeing if I'm right or not. That was definitely absolutely right, wasn't it, Webster? Yes, it was right. Yeah, I paid him handsomely in Drake's cakes. And the answer was, I might actually get Webster to pronounce this one. It was D. Did it much better than I ever could. I might actually just go and, you know, take off for the day because we've got loads more dinosaur questions after this one. Cynonaphus. Cynonaphus. Yeah, okay, next question. Telltale's The Wolf Among Us is based on what series of graphic novels?
Fables.
A, Fables, B, The Big Bad Wolf, C, Urban Myth, or D, Legends? The answer was A, Fables, although part of me thought it was going to be Big Bad Duck because I'm getting chills here. What does a Big Bad Duck sound like, Webster? Who is the first character you ever play as in the original Call of Duty? A, Private Ramirez, B, Private Davis, C, Private Martin,
Jednak
or D,
jesteśmy takimi
Private
masa
Ingram?
mainstreamowymi graczami, gramy w większość to, co konsolowcy też grają.
The answer is C, Private Martin. And as far as we know, he doesn't have a second name. It's like Private Share, or even Private Webster. Who is the legit, actual, for real, no, for serious this time, final boss of the Binding of Isaac series?
Mama.
Is it A, Delirium,
It's your mom.
B,
Mama
Compact,
Malifika.
C,
Mama Malifika, tak, bo to Mama
or
Malifika
D,
powinna być odpowiedź.
Mom.
Mama Malifika.
Ostatecznym bossem jest Mama Malifika. Każdy to wie.
The answer was A,
Fuck.
Delirium. How did you do, Webster? Nice. Well, thanks for helping me out. We will see you later in the show, yeah? Let's pass it off to the Wilton Theatre in Los Angeles because the PC gaming show is about to begin.
Na fajne prowadzące. Nice.
Do I have something on my face? No. It's good. So good.
Bekę.
Okej. Spoko. Aha, jeszcze jedno liczenie. Tamten timer, co był w rogu, już się prawie skończył.
Nice.
O co chodzi? No w każdym razie zaczynamy PC Gaming Show. 50 sekund do rozpoczęcia. Jestem ciekawy, co pokażą. Mam nadzieję, że będą jakieś fajne giery. I też zobaczymy, ile to potrwa. Myślę, że to jest godziny, tak więc później pewnie trzeba będzie trochę posiedzieć, jeszcze poczekać na tego, na Sony, ale zobaczymy.
Ja myślę, że w tym czasie sobie stąd pójdę niestety, ale...
Jeżeli stąd wyjdzie, nie pozwolicie dotykać Geralta.
No, ale tego źle będę tutaj siedział z tobą...
Hashtag PC Master Race.
Okay.
Ale ci chodzi, że po... bo ja myślałem, że chcesz teraz pójść do... Okej.
mi chodzi. Spokojnie.
Dobra, okej, wszystko wiadomo.
Chociaż jak się
Dobra,
bardzo
cicho, odliczanko. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Here we go.
0.
There is
O, Assassin's Creed.
magic in
Dlaczego
PC
Origins?
gaming. It says, don't just obey the rules, rewrite them. It says, don't just listen to stories, inhabit them. It says, don't just accept the limits, overclock beyond them. It says,
Tak jest,
don't just play
overclocking, drogi.
games, revel in them, unleash
Nie,
them.
Fortnite.
It says, seriously, is every game Battle Royale now? Or is it just me?
Oh yeah.
From mountaintops to dungeons, from deep waters to deeper space, from solo quests to mass engagements, there is magic in PC gaming. Let's celebrate that magic together. This is the PC Gaming Show. And now your host, Sean Platt.
Albo nie.
Oh, hello to everyone online. Hello to everyone at the wheel turn. Welcome to the PC Gaming Show.
Chyba spierdolili PC Gaming Show.
Yes. My name's Dana and I'm your host today. I am delighted to
Halo. Coś.
O, dobra.
in Los Angeles to all you online on Twitch.
To jest ten sam pan, co w tamtym roku był. Tak jakby ktoś nie wiedział.
As well. I'm talking to you, Dropped Frames. Great to have you here. And of course, to all the wonderful sponsors that helped make the PC Gaming Show come back again for the 4th straight year. Now, good on you. Now, I'm not the only host here this year. I have my co-op partner up in the balcony. It's Frankie Ward joining us today. How's it going, Frankie?
Hey, Sean, I'm going to be up here in the balcony with a bunch of creative new PC games coming your way. From Warfare's latest update to some offbeat indie gems.
Frankie, we are so excited for the show to get started. We have over 30 games we're going to be looking at across the next 90 minutes. So let's get it underway. Our very first title is from Coffee Stain Studios. Their game has absolutely massive construction as well as automation. Let's take a look at Satisfactory.
Ja myślę, że będę się tutaj naprawdę mało odzywał. I źle się bawił. Najwyżej pójdę. Ale,
Mordę!
ale zobaczymy.
PC Gaming, bardzo dobrze. Mam nadzieję, że te indyki będą ciekawe. To nie będą indyki typu ładna grafika albo jakiś pixel art.
Ale dla mnie to będzie... Znowu kurwa pokaż reklam. Chyba jest No Man's Sky. Nie.
Nie, to nie jest na pewno No Man's Sky.
No znowu to tak No Man's Sky.
Kolejny jakiś fajny survival. Zdecydowanie moim zdaniem konkurencja dla Space Engineers. Czyżbyś ty, Bartko, jutro nie szedł do szkoły?
Umrzesz, idź spać, naprawdę Bartko. No idzie zawsze.
Nie, jeżeli on idzie na angielski, to idzie na 12 do szkoły, także.
A, to jakoś przeżyjesz.
Dokładnie. Takie trochę połączenie Factorio i tego.
Joining me on the stage to talk about it is the game director at Coffee Stain Studios. It's Oscar Ginsane. Come here, Oscar. Welcome to the stage. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now, Oscar, I just want to begin right away by asking, what is Satisfactory all about?
Satisfactory is essentially about building these huge automated factories. So you play as an engineer that's been sent from Earth to this alien planet. And you're going to build this enormous machine. We'll hinted at the end of the trailer there.
Yeah.
And to build that, you need a whole ton of parts, which you need to build machines that will make them for you. So you'll start out pretty simple with a few machines, and then you'll just expand and expand and expand until you finally need to start cutting down trees and replace them with like more convenient concrete.
And you know, for people who haven't played this type of game, can you give me an example of what producing a more advanced resource might look like?
Right. After a while, you'll need to create something more advanced, like a computer, for example. And at that point, you'll have some copper stuff set up, your wires and cables. But to make plastic, you need to get some oil. So you need to go out and you need to find this oil, build some oil pumps and oil refineries, and set up a transport with self-driving vehicles between the outpost and your factory.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that scale because there's a lot of games where you build a house or a small town. How much area are we talking about where all your factories will exist?
Oh, this factory will grow enormous. The main part, which will probably be the biggest, will start spreading more and more and more. Or in some cases, we'll have players just building these massive, tall buildings with factory floor upon factory floor. But including the resources that you need to gather from basically all around the map.
No, znaczy też mi się nawet, to mówię, takie, w sumie wyjdzie z tego chyba takie trochę połączenie Space'ów i Factorio, mi się wydaje. Tak mi się wydaje.
Feel like the player is the one building the stuff.
Yeah.
And when you've built a bunch of stuff, and you can see these enormous buildings, these structures towering above you. But also when you go out and explore, you'll be the one, like, you go through the underbrush and in the jungles and whatever.
I mean, in the trailer, it even looked like there's a lot more to explore, like different environments and biomes.
Yeah. The map is, we made a point to make it big and varied. And it's about 30 square kilometers in size, so it's kind of enormous.
Wow. And, one final question. I saw multiple engineers there. How does multiplayer work?
Oh, it's a co-op game. So you'll start up a server and play with your friends.
Great. Now, tell us, how do we get our hands on this game?
So we got a closed alpha planned in the coming months. So you can sign up for the alpha at satisfactorygame.com. And then you'll know.
Well, great. Oscar, thanks for joining me on stage once again. That is satisfactorygame.com. Now, up in the balcony, Frankie, I understand you have our very first indie title of the day.
We do indeed, Sean, because here's something we love about the PC platform. It's such fertile ground for creative ideas from small teams. NeoCab is an emotional survival game set in the future about gig labor, tech disruption, and the experience of being a driver for hire. Perhaps the last of your kind. From the brand new indie studio Chance Agency, let's watch the first gameplay trailer for NeoCab.
Okej, NeoCab, jakiś indyk. I w ogóle wszedłem na stronę tej Satisfactorio, czy tam Satisfactory, i generalnie strona jest under reconstruction, także się nie zapiszemy do closed alpha jeszcze. O, takie coś trochę w klimatach cyberpunkowych. O, okej. Symulator Ubera w cyberpunkowym świecie. Tak bym to określił. Ej, no symulator Ubera. Ale fajne. Szkoda, że nie udźwiękowione. Fajne, kurde. Symulator Ubera cyberpunkowy.
Now, our next game, believe it or not, is in the Battle Royale genre. Of course, it's E3 2018, what do you expect? We have several Battle Royale games we're going to be talking about today because the Battle Royale format is very simple and very flexible. Players play in an ever-shrinking space until there's one last standing. So developers have already been doing all kinds of different explorations of what this could possibly be. And our very first Battle Royale game that we'll be introducing today has up to 1,000 concurrent players. It's from Automaton Games. Let's look at Maverick's Proving Grounds.
I oczywiście każda w tytule musi mieć słowo grounds, bo inaczej to nie jest battlegrounds, żadne dobre.
Jakby Fortnite ma po prostu...
O, ale przynajmniej będzie realistyczna grafika, to chociaż tyle, bo ja nie lubię tej grafiki bardzo z tego... z Fortnite'a. Pytanie, jak to będzie bardzo podobny do PUBG'a.
I 4 mowy.
Jedna rzecz, która jest lepsza niż w PUBG'u. Destrukcja otoczenia.
Tak. Ale nie tak jak kurwa w Fortnite'cie. Taka w miarę realistyczna.
No, to też zgodzę się, naprawdę spoczy. Jeżeli będzie fajna destrukcja otoczenia, to może być lepsza od PUBG'a.
No.
Realistyczna grafika, destrukcja otoczenia, wow.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Maverick's Proving Grounds is the CEO of Automaton Games. It's James Thompson. James, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Now, I want to immediately ask, what about Maverick's Proving Grounds distinguishes itself from other Battle Royale games?
Yeah, well, as you said, it's a very popular formula, and you know that last man standing kind of game type is incredibly compelling by itself. But Mavericks is really about depth. You know, we've already talked about 400 players before, and we're sort of super excited today to talk about our 5-man squad mode being 1,000 players. But really, it's about depth as well. It's about the fact that that environment is even a bigger step, the simulation, and those elements sort of combining together.
Yeah, I want to zoom in right on the 1,000 players aspect. How does that really shift the dynamic from the, say, 100 that we're typically used to?
No 1000 ludzi, te mapy będą musiały być duże. Nie wiem jak to rozwiążą, ale kurwa.
Tak zwane armadurze?
Tak zwane armadurze i właśnie nie wiem czy to się nie zamieni w symulator biegania.
A to już jest bardzo duże narzekanie na PUBG właśnie, że to jest symulator biegania.
Ale jeżeli miałby być jeszcze gorszy symulator biegania, oj to by było ciężko, no bo 1000 ludzi na małej przestrzeni nie zamkniesz. Bo to będzie zbyt chaotyczne i będzie zbyt mała szansa na wygraną.
It's like a recent history of who could have been here. You know, I want to ask about what more is in store for Maverick's Proving Grounds. I understand that this has a lot more out-game features than someone might expect.
Yeah, so it's not just that session-based gameplay. You enter the game through the capital, which is our sort of persistent social hub. So we draw from the MMORPG side of things. It's really it's a full world, not just a map. You know, so it's got a persistent gameplay.
To jest ciekawe. Co teraz mówią? Że mamy jakby taki hub, takie miasto właśnie MMORPG-owe, a to spoko.
You can do that now at mavericks.gg/closed-beta. And actually, if you register this week, you'll get special in-game content for free from E3.
Awesome.
And we have only 100,000 slots for the first group signing up, so that will give you some beta access. But I'm sure there are a lot more people than that on the stream, so quickly do that if you're interested in.
Well, James, thanks so much for joining us. Once again, that's maverick.gg. Our very next game helps showcase the extraordinary power of modders. Frankie, tell us about it.
It does indeed, Sean. On PC, we don't just play what's given to us. We mod games to make our own experiences. And for many developers, modding is a way to turn a hobby into a career. The Forgotten City is the perfect example. It's a standalone game that's a reimagining of a wildly successful mod. In fact, the first mod in history to win a National Writers Guild Award. For the first time ever, here's gameplay from the Forgotten City.
Tego Battle Royale'a będzie można obadać, a tu mamy jakiś mod, który stał się standalonem, wygrał jakąś nagrodę. To jest fajne. Chociaż moim zdaniem tutaj powinni pokazać pożegnanie Białego Wilka. I to było w sumie zajebiste, mogliby pokazać. Skoro tu pokazali moda takiego, jakby pożegnanie Białego Wilka pokazali, to by było po prostu.
Underground city, its existence long forgotten, searching for a way out. All I found is a window into the past. If even one person here commits a sin, everyone will die. I tried to set things right, but whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. It's all up to you now. Go back, investigate, talk to everyone, help them out if it'll win their trust. Bend the rules as far as you can. Figure out who's responsible for this, and maybe you can do what I never could. Save these people. Save yourself.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Fajne.
Coming up on the PC gaming show.
Kurwa fajne.
And an unannounced game from Tripwire Interactive. And now your host, Sean Plott.
Our next game is a blast from the past. It's not a sequel or prequel or remake, but rather an entirely new game altogether. Let's take a look at Stardock's Star Control Origins.
Long ago, the Singularity formed, its creators uplifted into something beyond our understanding. These beings, now known as the Lexites, left Earth, traveling to multiple planets in our solar system, before vanishing altogether. This is why we are here. Welcome to Star Control, a state-of-the-art international space agency tasked with the exploration of our solar system and the defense of Earth.
Ja generalnie mnie jarają takie klimaty kosmosowe i czy to będzie, jeżeli to będzie strategia ekonomiczna o zarządzaniu swoją agencją kosmiczną, to ja to kupuję.
Help us pioneer the future. Join today.
Star Control has accelerated the construction of our new modular deep solar system vessel specifically for this mission. It's the fastest, most expensive ship humanity has ever made, Captain.
I am Chief Viscosity Officer Wimdu of the Tyrone.
Dobra, to jednak nie będzie strategia ekonomiczna, tak więc chyba jednak nie. I za mało realistyczne, ja to jednak wolę te realistyczne. Czytaj bez kosmitów w sumie ogólnie. Ej, to wygląda jak sport. To jest praktycznie gameplay ze spora. To oddalenie na planetę.
And
a delightful new spaceship.
You must be humans. We've heard so much about you.
Takie sobie bym powiedział.
Joining me to talk about Star Control is the director of production at Stardock, Patrick Shaw. Thanks for joining me on stage today, Patrick.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
So now just tell us straight up, what is Star Control all about?
So Star Control is an open universe action RPG. You can visit dozens of aliens, hundreds of different stars, thousands of different unique planets, and you can land on each and every one of them. And when you're driving around the planets, you can jump over canyons, blast critters, and then you can venture out into the solar system and do ship-to-ship combat with hostile aliens.
And I want to ask, since I know that the story is a big part of this game, with it being open world, how do you make sure that the story still stays as the focus for the player?
Yeah, so we're really excited about the story that we prepared for Star Control. It's funny, it's creative, but also has some dark, sinister side to it. However, what we're very proud and very excited about is we have an infinite universe. That is, we are fully simulating the entire universe at all times. So even if you're on some podunk little moon in the corner of the universe, the aliens are still moving around the universe, doing their own thing, exploring and interacting with each other.
So it's not just like at a planet there's the same town whenever you visit it. It depends on how the simulation has driven it forward.
Right, exactly. So this is
to jest ciekawe, że to ciągle jest symulowane w tle. No to już się robi ciekawi, powiedzmy. Tylko właśnie ten gameplay, jak to wygląda?
So what's your favorite science fiction show?
Probably Firefly.
Yeah, so what would you think of making Firefly Season 2?
Shit, that's a lot of pressure, Patrick.
Well,
you're putting me on the spot on stage right now, yeah.
We have a week to do it, so. But anyways, in Star Control Origins, you can create your own ships, your own planets, your own galaxies. You can package up your adventures and share them with your friends online.
So someone else can take care of Firefly Season 2. That's up to you. Now, last thing I want to ask about is how multiplayer works.
Right. So in the game, we have ship-to-ship combat, and that turned out to be so popular in our early testing. They're like, we should make this a separate gameplay mode. So we did. We called it Fleet Battles. So you can create your own ships, you build them out of different pieces and parts, you attach different weapons and defenses, and then you go online to play them. You can either play local multiplayer, 2 people.
Nie, wątpię szczerze, Bartek, żeby ta gra miała słabo działać. Właśnie wydaje mi się, że ona raczej będzie dobrze jakoś musieli to rozwiązać, żeby to nie zżerało zasobów te symulacje ciągła świata.
Well, lovely. Guys, definitely be sure to head over to starcontrolgame.com and check them out on Steam and GOG as well.
And one more thing, we are happy to announce at the PC Gamer Show that Star Control Origins is launching on September 20th, 2018.
Look for it on September 20th. Now, our next game was PC Gamer's favorite game from E3 last year. It is Hunt Showdown from Crytek. Let's take a look at what's coming for Hunt Showdown just after E3.
To chyba miała być gra, która była ostatnią nadzieją Cryteku na to, żeby w ogóle jeszcze wrócić do tworzenia gier i chyba też utrzymać w ogóle się finansowo i chyba im to nie wyszło, z tego co pamiętam. Właśnie bardziej mi się wydaje, to miała być ta ostatnia nadzieja Cryteku i chyba to nie wyszło i to się w ogóle nie sprzedało. Nie miała o tej grze słyszałem, ale właśnie w życiu nie widziałem żadnego gameplayu ani nic. Też mi się wydaje, że właśnie z tamtego roku pamiętam.
To tell me why fighting in massive mech suits is not about to go out of fashion anytime soon. Guy, now Hellfire, in fact, sorry, Archangel was originally a single-player narrative game, but Hellfire, this new edition, what changes is that going to make?
Well, players really love the single player.
Wiesz co, nie wiem jakie jest opóźnienie, no, możesz testować, policz sobie, powiedzmy od teraz, nie wiem, a czekaj, nie, to ja muszę jakoś synchronizować, nie wiem, no jakieś jest na pewno. A ile to nie wiem, strzelam dziś koło 5 do 8 sekund.
We got 4 maps, we got 6 different mechs, tons of weapons where you could just blast through the environment and other mechs alike. And it's really just an amazing experience. You can zip around in your mech. You can tower over others. It's just something special that I think you can try right now.
Is this coming out of early access? So you just said we can try it right now, but you've got the full version launching soon, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's coming out in July 17th. But you can try it right now if you want in early access. Help us iron out the kinks and break some mechs along the process.
I am no good at ironing out kinks, as I think people at home can see, Guy. But as a heavy mech woman, I can't wait for you to be my light mech wingman in that 2v2 PvP. So let's take a closer look at Archangel Hellfire.
Let's do it.
No, przykro mi Bartko, ale nie będzie nas już tutaj za dużo, naprawdę. I pisz sobie, pisz. Ale za to z chęcią posłuchamy jeszcze jednego głosu na podsumowaniach, także...
Our next title is one I've been looking forward to for quite some time. It's from the makers of Sherlock Holmes, and it's a delightful looking Lovecraftian mystery. It's called The Sinking City, and joining me to talk about it is the community manager at Frogwares, Sergey Oganessian. Welcome, Sergey. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've earned a handshake.
Yeah, you nailed that pronunciation.
I love that you lie to me so kindly. You know, I want to ask right away, The Sinking City, you know, there's a lot of open world, third-person type games. What makes The Sinking City different from what a player might expect?
Well, I mean, The Sinking City
Trudno, przeżyje.
Investigation game inspired by Lovecraft. And we believe that these three elements already make the game pretty unique. And you know, when I say that you can be a detective...
Czy ja dobrze słyszałem? Czy to jest gra oparta na uniwersum Lovecrafta?
I really mean it, because investigations are really at the core of The Sinking City.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of games in the open world genre that are focused on action, but you say investigation is at the core. What are investigation mechanics? What does it look like?
So the first thing you should know right off the bat is that we are not going to offer any hand-holding for the player. We will not give you any clear objectives in your diary or, you know, markers on the map telling you where to go or what to do. It's actually up to you to figure that out. Instead, we will give you information, you know, hints, evidence, like clues, crime scenes to examine, like people to talk to, suspects to question. And we will ask you in return to use your wits and your intuition to, you know, experiment with your findings, you know, maybe like find a way how to progress. And what you should also know is that finding these clues will not only help you understand what's going on and, you know, get a better understanding of the world and its people, but it will also help you maybe change the course of your investigation.
You know, you mentioned the world itself, and I mean, the footage that I've seen through the years has just been absolutely beautiful. Talk to me about the world that we're in and what investigation is at the core.
So the game takes place in the
state
of Massachusetts. You know, the city which is flooded. There is a terrible disaster.
Pośledzony jest po prostu, nie słuchaj go, Bartko. Znaczy, no się nie odzywa, nie patrz na niego.
Monsters which now roam the streets of Oakmont. You know, people that live in the city, they are very different, like different social classes, gangs, cultists, poor people, rich people, but they are all united by fear. You know, they are all afraid, maybe except for the cultists, of course. They are all afraid that, you know, for their lives because of the flood, because of the monsters. And you know, we actually want to understand what's going on. We want to understand what lies behind this ostensibly supernatural flood. And what's even funny is that while everybody is afraid, nobody wants to leave. But this is kind of a different story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've talked a little bit about the story world and how it's inspired by Lovecraft. What about the game mechanics? You've mentioned the sanity mechanic in the past.
Indeed, we do have a sanity mechanic which directly impacts gameplay. You know, when our hero is under a lot of stress, when he sees like something supernatural, something disturbing, or even when he's making choices in the story which he's not comfortable with making, you know, he will begin to lose his sanity. He will start to have hallucinations, he will start to hear distorted sounds, which will allow the player to understand that something is actually going wrong.
Ci Bartko, powiem, sam się nad tym zastanawiałem. W ogóle to chyba jest w uniwersum Lovecrafta i to jest jakaś gra detektywistyczna. Także nie wiem, tak ciekawie wygląda, trochę dziwnie te postaci wyglądają.
Oh, we have different kinds of monsters, we have different kinds of archetypes, you know, with different abilities. And, you know, we actually give you tools. The game is not about fighting monsters. Investigation is the core of the game. But we give you tools to defend yourself. So we give you weapons, we give you skills, we give you even certain, like, traps. In return, we ask you that you make a decision, because the game is about making a decision. ammunition is scarce, and you will have to adjust your tactics accordingly.
So I know a lot of people have all sorts of questions about what the game is like. Where can they go to find out more information?
So if you're hungry for more, you can always follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. This is where we post our updates regularly. Facebook, The Sinking City Game, YouTube, Frogwares. So go there, and this is definitely the place to go if you want to learn more.
Well, I'm super excited personally to see how it turns out. Thanks for joining me on stage, Sergey. The Sinking City. Now, our next game is a PC title that has only gotten better over the last few years, and I'm always excited to hear what they have in store. Frankie is up on the balcony with the developers of Warframe. Talk to me, Frankie.
Well, we all know the PC is home to some of the most...
Okay, coś będzie w Warframe'ie, ciekawie.
And one of the best undoubtedly belongs to Warframe. Last year, the game got its first open-world update, Plains of Eidolon, and the next epic cinematic quest is called The Sacrifice. And we've got the exclusive launch trailer for you.
Bartko, ja ci powiem, mnie to w ogóle Warframe no nie interesuje, tak samo Destiny 2, bo z tego co wiem to takie Destiny 2 dla ubogich.
Megan, tell me more about The Sacrifice.
So The Sacrifice is the latest installment of our cinematic quest. It continues a story that we started in The Second Dream, continued with The War Within, and then Apostasy Prologue. So at the end of last year, we kind of shattered some hearts and left them with a bit of a plot twist, and I'm not going to spoil it for people who want to maybe catch up. But what I can say is that, obviously from the trailer that you saw, the wait for Umbra, the 3-year wait to the Umbra Warframe is finally over. The creepy guy at the end of the trailer there, Ballast, plays a pretty big role in this quest. And again, not going to spoil a lot, but I can say that it's coming this week on PC.
And you guys are actually currently waiting, well, as well as the update, you're working towards TennoCon right now.
Yes, so it's going to be another big year for us, and I'm really excited for it.
Well, let's take a look at last year's event to get an idea of what TennoCon is all about.
What do you think the mega reveal at Tenno Live is going to be?
Can you tell me anything about this Umbra thing that's maybe going on or whatever?
No tak jak mówiłem, mnie to ten Warframe nie interesuje za bardzo. No ale... O, ty! To był z tych recenzji ten, jak on się... O, ten o właśnie, Angry Joe, o.
Given that the community knows you as Auntie Megan,
oh God,
it must be huge for you to be at TennoCon.
TennoCon is really special for really everyone that works at Digital Extremes. The developers pour their heart and soul into what we do for TennoCon, and I know for me it was literally like the best day of my entire career. I know Rebecca, our community director at home, was watching. But last year when we did the Plains of Eidolon, open world expansion reveal, Reb and I were actually doing that as a live demonstration in front of everyone, and we had practiced it for months, and it went as flawlessly as we could have ever hoped for. And we actually, as people were cheering, it's pitch black on stage, Reb and I look at each other and we just kind of fist pump and both started crying because we didn't crash the demonstration. So if you watch Tenno Live this year, if you're there, you can definitely probably count on some tears and some emotions because it's a really big day for us.
So basically bring tissues, right?
Bring tissues for yourself, for me, for everyone involved, because there will be some tears probably.
But if you can't get to TennoCon because unfortunately it is sold out, how can you watch it online?
So on twitch.tv/Warframe, you can definitely check it out. And PC Gamer is also hosting as well on their Facebook and Twitter.
And you get free stuff by watching Twitch?
You do. So if you want to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account, and all you have to do is watch and you get some free stuff.
Fantastic. So that's happening from July 7th, and you'll be able to watch TennoCon live through PC Gamer's Twitch channel and the Facebook page. Thank you, Auntie Megs. Sean, it's over to you.
Thank you, Frankie, and thank you, Warframe. The next name is one I grew up with, Sega. They've become a prolific publisher of Japanese games known for their fully featured ports, especially beloved by this guy on the left. Sega's bringing shining resonance both to PC and console the same day, and Shenmue is going to be coming later this year. They have all sorts of games coming up. Let's take a look at what Sega's got in store.
Proszę, żeby tylko to nie były same japońskie gry. Clocks.
Chyba się rozczarujesz, kolego.
Kurwa. Czemu to ma grafikę jak sprzed 10 czy nawet więcej lat, z 15?
Bo to jest gra z 100 lat.
Nowa Yakuza. Tak wam powiem, pewnie teraz Jordan przeżywa jakiś orgazm ostry, jeżeli jest tam na konferencji, bo same japońskie gry, no to Yakuza ewentualnie, bo to tam podobno jest nawet całkiem spoko ta Yakuza, ale nadal to jest japońska gra i nie wiem, jakoś ja to w ogóle japońskich gier nie.
Yakuza 0 is available for pre-order right now and will be releasing on Steam in early August. We hope you've been enjoying the show thus far. We have so much more great stuff to come. Let's see what's coming up at this year's PC Gaming Show.
Coming up on the PC Gaming Show, a new publisher reveals 3 new games, and the first ever gameplay footage of Overkill's The Walking Dead. And now your host, Sean Plott.
Nice, ej, to już jest na co czekać.
And I'm back.
Już jest na co czekać.
Our next guest is a regular here at the PC Gaming Show, having attended all 4 years. Frankie's with him up in the balcony. It's Tripwire.
Sean, if you are anything like me, you probably need to let off steam every once in a while. And I personally can't think of a better way to do it than by kicking back and tearing up a load of monstrous enemies. It's kind of either that or pushing the office photocopier out of the window, and I, for one, prefer the option that keeps me and everyone here.
Oczywiście, bo to będzie, podejrzewam, fajna gra. The Walking Dead. Przynajmniej mam taką nadzieję. Bo zombiaki są fajne. I trailer był fajny.
Listen to that applause. They all want to know what the latest from Tripwire and Killing Floor 2 is.
Yep, we've been really busy working on Killing Floor. And we got 4 major updates that are coming out this year. The first one we dropped in March, and we're getting ready to drop the next one really soon.
Coming tomorrow, Bill. What's involved?
Yeah, so we're bringing the summer sideshow back, but this time we're mixing circus freaks with steampunk in a really fun, exciting way. And we have a really cool new system that we're adding. It's called the weapon upgrade system. And with this, there's 73 different weapons that we have in our game, and each one you can upgrade it and make it viable for late play. So it really adds a lot of creativity to your loadout. So I'm really excited to get that in people's hands.
So you can make your boy guns big.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Bill. Let's take a look at the trailer for Treacherous Skies Summer Sideshow.
To coś do tego? Killing Floor? Tak, dobrze słyszałem? Nie jestem pewien.
Welcome aboard the HMS Queen Victoria, ladies and gents. Ringleader Lockhart speaking to you from, well, someplace very safe, yes. You helped me escape that fray at my beloved Steamland, but now I need your help once again. I've got to get to my island in the channel. Now, listen up. I don't know how, but these blasted circus freaks followed us on board. I think it's time to put on a show, yes, of daring deeds and horrendous bloodshed.
Nie lubię takich gier. Mech, słabe.
Blasted traitors! Careful, lads! They're tough, even removing the head won't put these rebellious robots down. But take heart, lads and lasses! I have invented some new toys! The Doomstick! All barrels are better than two! The Static Strikers! A shockingly stylish set of gauntlets! And the M99 Sniper Rifle! And finally, there's a last-minute addition to the crew.
Watch this woman go!
Seems Mrs. Foster negotiated her way on board and is set on giving Zed
You won't like me angry.
the business. And remember, we'll see you on the airship.
Fossey, joke for you. Optician says my eyes are okay. I say, then how do you explain my husband?
Now, as is tradition, the content that you just saw will be available tomorrow, including a free weekend for PC this weekend. Definitely check it out with Killing Floor 2. But that's not all that Tripwire has. I have the president of Tripwire himself, John Gibson, on stage. John, welcome back again.
Thanks, Sean. Pleasure to be here.
Now, I understand that Tripwire is stepping into also doing publishing. What does that entail?
That's right. So, Sean, it's really challenging for developers right now with the thousands of games that are coming out every year. Yeah. It's really hard to get noticed. And then you have the traditional publishing deals. So we're giving developers fair deals. We're going to be helping them rise above that noise so they can get noticed. And because of our experience developing our own games and publishing our own games, we're going to help them with marketing, funding, mentoring, feedback.
To jest akurat spoko, to coś podobnego jak te EA Originals tak naprawdę. Tylko, że przez mniejsze studio w sumie. Ale spoko inicjatywa ponownie.
Grow and succeed even more on Steam, but also bring the franchise beyond Steam.
Now, I know today you have a world-exclusive new game, hasn't been announced yet.
We do, nobody knows.
Before we roll the trailers, I wonder if you could give me a little bit of a tease.
Yeah, so we're working with the team at Blindside Games, and they're led by Alex Quick.
Oh, yeah, right.
So if you're familiar with the Killing Floor universe, you know Alex Quick was the modder that created the original Killing Floor mod, which Tripwire worked with Alex to bring commercial. And then Alex went off, assembled his own team, made the game Depth, which was sharks and humans fighting each other, very, very successful. And now it's come full circle. We're working with Alex again, and we're going to bring his all-new game to market.
Well, let's take a look at it right now. World-exclusive new upcoming game from Tripwire.
Możesz sobie Bartka wziąć. Hosta numer 2.
Nie, bo nie zacznij się wygłupiać zaraz mu słowa do łotku, udzieli się.
Close your eyes and imagine a place where the sun is bright and the beaches are wide. A place filled with southern charm, where the water is as warm.
To jak rozumiem ma być ta gra tego gościa, co Killing Floora stworzył moda, tak?
And relax. Enjoy the local cuisine. Your dream vacation is waiting for you here on the Gulf Coast.
Wiesz Bartek, po prostu tutaj byłby największy problem, byłby synchro. My byśmy nie byli w stanie komentować tego jakby jednocześnie, bo na pewno by nam się w końcu stream rozjechał. I to byłby największy problem.
So, hey John, so you get to play as the shark.
You are the shark. This is an open world action RPG where you play as a shark, or as we like to call it, a shark PG.
Oh, nice. Okay, so do you like upgrade and improve the shark? Is there like skill trees?
You do. There is a shark skill tree. Really? There is a full single-player campaign. You eat your way through it.
Czy ta gra będzie żartem kompletnym, czy oni się tak tylko bakę cisną z tego, że jesteś rekinkiem? Jezus Maria.
Now, where can people go to get more information about it?
They can go to maneatergame.com.
All right, I doubt anyone will forget that here. That's maneatergame.com. John, thanks so much for joining me on stage. And once again, all the content that Tripwire showcased earlier about Killing Floor 2 and Road Redemption will be playable here at E3. Definitely be sure to check it out. Coming up next, Frankie has a whole slew of unannounced games. Frankie.
Cheers, Sean. Man-eater looking tasty there. And I can't believe they named a game after my favourite weekend activity. Indies are at the heart of PC gaming, and next up is a brand new publisher revealing 3 games for the very first time, releasing one of them, Behave Yourselves audience, today. So let's take a look.
Okay, we are untitled publisher. Już sam szacun za ten wstępik.
Kudosik jeden myśli.
Tylko mam wrażenie, że kudosiki za gry nie polecą. No. Chyba. Znaczy, jak rozumiem, to oni chyba też mają pokazać tego, The Walking Dead. Tak bądź co ewentualnie.
I oni nie, to są 3 gry i jeszcze The Walking Dead.
Aha. No to oglądajmy w każdym razie.
A czy PC Gaming Show się kończy jakoś tak, nie wiem, za 40 minut, a...
Coś takiego, bo oni mówił Sean, że 90 minut będzie.
Potem przerwa
do
trzeciej i od trzeciej pewnie do... Tak nie,
5.
do 4:30 bardziej.
5.
Co oni tu nie będą pokazywać?
Dużo fajnych rzeczy.
Wiem, dlatego chciałem to kurwa obejrzeć, ale tak późno w nocy, w chuj.
Czyżby to było jakiś stan New Wild, tylko że kurwa pierwsza osoba, czy coś? O nie, dobra, zmienił się trochę klimacik. Widziałem jeden, Bartko, trailer The Walking Deada i też mi się podobał.
Ja są super.
No. Ja nie bardzo jestem into retro games, także ta gra też, no niestety...
ja nienawidzę.
Jak bardzo fajnie było, że są nienazwanym producentem czy tam wydawcą, to gry takie same mają. Takie bardzo serze, nawet w życiu... Widzę je pierwszy raz i ostatni raz na pewno.
Tak, zgodzę się w pełni.
To tam jest
games look like must-plays. And Overwhelm, the final game of the bunch, is available on Steam right now with a special launch discount. So make sure you check that out after the show. And if you're at E3 this week, head over to the PC Gamer corner of the Facebook booth inside the South Hall to give Overwhelm a try. Right, next up, it's time for us all to take a holiday, and where better than a virtual resort with some truly spectacular wildlife. Back again this year are friends of the show, Frontier Developments, with a unique take on the park management genre. I am, of course, talking about Jurassic World Evolution. The long-awaited game is out tomorrow and lets you build your own dinosaur-stuffed tourist trap. What could possibly go wrong?
Mogliby zrobić fajną grę w uniwersum Jurassic World. Barku. Robią kurwa jakieś gówno z budowaniem.
Robią Tycoon, niedawno w dobrego Tycoona nie grałem.
Robią Tycoon. A mogliby zrobić jakąś zajebistą kreację. Ja bym bardzo chętnie mnie taką grę zagrał, a w taką to nie zagram na pewno.
A ja właśnie może zagram, ej. A przynajmniej zobaczę, czy jest spoko. I obejrzę trochę na YouTubie.
Humanity is desperate for it. We are seduced by it. Deceived by the illusion of it. But we never really possess it. Because if there's anything that chaos theory has taught us, it's that nature is on its own course. And when we interfere, when humanity tries to put nature into orderly boxes, chaos destroys them. And what makes us such unique creatures is knowing the scope and power of what we're up against and still believing that we can win. I know, however, what I would predict.
Jestem ciekawy, czy będą w tej grze jakieś akcje typu, że ci dinozaur spierdolił i zabija ci twoich tych odwiedzających. To było spoko.
Our next title is from Insomniac, who've been making amazing games for years, and they're going to try to take their expertise and answer the question, how do you make an open world game in VR? Let's take a look at their upcoming game, Stormland.
Insomniac robi Spidermana.
I z tego, co to było powiedziane, grę open worldową na VR-a. Jestem ciekawy, jak będzie rozwiązane poruszanie się, bo to jest największy aktualnie problem VR-a. W sumie prawda, Bartko, słuszna uwaga, to jak na grę VR-ową wygląda bardzo ładnie. Jak to ma być jeszcze open world, to wygląda, aż bym powiedział, za ładnie. Jestem bardzo ciekawy sterowania w tej grze, jak to będzie wyglądać. Bo nie wątpię, że to będzie szynowa strzelanka. Bo nie może być szynowej strzelanki z otwartym światem tak naprawdę. Bartko, jest Skyrim na VR, jakbyś chciał RPG na VR. I w sumie Fallout chyba też. 4.
Joining me to talk about Stormland is the chief creative.
Mam nadzieję, że pojedę coś z sterowaniem, w sumie jestem ciekaw dosyć mocno.
Hey, Chad, welcome to the stage. Thank you. I want to start right away and ask, what is this game all about?
Well, in Stormland, you play as an android gardener, and an entity called the Tempest uproots your habitat and shatters your android body. So you've got to travel to a civilization above the Thunderheads to repair yourself and save your friends.
And I want to ask what open world means in VR.
Well, for us, it's about giving the player the ability to explore the world freely with a set of android movement abilities that are designed to give you complete agency.
Yeah, because that's always a huge question I have is how does motion work in any VR title?
Yeah, well, in Stormland, you can do things like fly just above the slipstream with your outstretched android hands.
Yeah.
You can shoot a laser into the cloud surface and then make a ramp, kick off of that, climb up a cliffside, like literally launching yourself with your synthetic android strength, and then like push off and glide back down using your hands to control your descent.
It's massive freedom of movement, yeah.
That's it. It's this set of mechanics that are designed together to work fluidly so that movement feels exhilarating, and you can kind of take the world at your own pace with it.
I'm curious why VR for this type of title?
There are a series of things that we're doing with Stormland that we can...
Ale widać, że to jest VR. Nie wiem, czy zauważyliście na poprzedniej scenie. Cienie się załadowały dosłownie 10 metrów przed graczem. Ale i tak jak na VR to gra jest naprawdę ładna.
To attach it to your body, like you look down, you get a new piece of tech, and you attach it right into your arm, and then suddenly you've got the ability to harness electricity or cloak yourself, or all kinds of different cool android abilities.
I mean, the art is just beautiful in the footage that we've seen. I wonder if you could talk to me a little bit about the world and what it means for it to be ever changing.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So that entity called the Tempest rearranges everything every single week, so that we present the player with new playgrounds of movement and combat and scavenging, and you never know what you're going to discover. So every single island you find has the potential to hide an enemy stronghold or a network of underground caverns or brand new tech to scout.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask, where can we go for more information?
Well, you can stay tuned by watching the Facebook and Twitter with at Stormland VR, or you can check us out at insomniac.games.
I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for joining me, Chad. Once again, oculus.com/Stormland for more information. Frankie's up in the balcony with our next absolutely gorgeous-looking indie title.
It really is, Sean, because next up we've got a first look at a new game from publisher Raw Fury, a neo-noir detective drama featuring a Paris cabbie who finds himself drawn into a world of crime. Sacré Roddy Bleu. Yes, I speak French. I can't wait for this one, so let's take a ride with the trailer.
Jakiś indyk, nie za bardzo zrozumiałem o co chodzi, także może zaraz zobaczymy po gameplayu i po trailerze, nie gameplayu. Dobra, coś już z ładną grafiką, która mi się podoba, także już się zapowiada dobrze. To jest ta gra, czy to jest to samo, to wygląda jak ten symulator Ubera w tym Cyberpunku, tylko że teraz w jakimś takim ciemnym świecie, gdzie na kolory nie starczyło pieniążków. Okej. Nie wiem, mam wrażenie, że Uber mógł dużo im zapłacić za robienie gier o Uberze.
If you like that last game, you'll definitely love our next one. It's from the exact same publisher, Raw Fury. It's an open-world, narrative-focused game with an incredible art style. Let's take a look at Sable.
Szczerze to mi się ten art style niezbyt podoba. No ale co kto lubi?
Joining me to talk about Sable is pretty much the entire core development team on stage. It's Daniel Feinberg and Greg Riotes. I want to immediately ask, what kind of game is Sable? What can we expect?
Sable is an open-world desert exploration game. It's not a game about combat or about leveling up. It's a game about solitude, and it's a game about exploration. You play as Sable, a girl leaving her home to explore this world filled with monumental architecture, fallen spaceships, and you'll travel around on your hoverbike.
To opowiem, jeżeli nie było tego widać. Było tam zdjęcie, na górze było Dying Light z serduszkiem, na dole był Cyberpunk z tą taką otwartą, tym wow chyba to jest na Facebooku. No i generalnie wygrywał Dying Light, a nie Cyberpunk. I coś tu się po prostu nie zgadza.
Sporo, o kurwa 100 głosów.
Tak, i o sporo i coś tu się po prostu nie zgadza i dlatego musieliśmy to pokazać do kamerki. Tym bardziej, że akurat teraz taka w sumie gra taka mech. Także mieliśmy okazję, żeby o tym w ogóle powiedzieć.
And yeah, so we put a lot of time and sort of effort into our rendering system, and yeah, we're really pleased to be able to show it to everyone.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that you two consist of most of the core development, the art and the programming. What about the music that was in that trailer?
Yeah, so that was a new track by Japanese Breakfast.
Oh, yeah, the T-shirt. Yes,
yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
right.
So she, Michelle, she is doing the soundtrack for the game. Japanese Breakfast is one of my favorite bands right now. It's incredible to have her on board.
It all just came together so beautifully in the trailer, and I know...
Ja bym chciał zostawić opinię na temat Cyberpunka, kiedy będziemy analizować trailer, tak więc się nie wypowiem, ale ja mam swoje na ten temat zdanie i właśnie o nim powiem, ale dopiero w tym filmie, także mówię, nie chcę na razie jeszcze tutaj zdradzać.
Lovely gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me. Once again, the name of the game is Sable. Our next title is one that has been in development, even showing up in our very first PC gaming show. It's Cloud Imperium Games still hard at work on their title, Star Citizen. Let's see what they have in store.
O, król Early Accessu i król z crowdfundingu, Star Citizen. Uwaga, zobaczymy co pokażą ciekawego. Albo slash nieciekawego w sumie.
Już kurwa widzę miliard hejterów, których Livik bardzo ładnie wyjaśnił na grupie. Chodzi mi o Asasyna Odyssey. Tak więc mądrzy ludzie wiedzą co mówią, a głupi nie.
Ja szczerze nie wiem na jakim etapie rozwoju jest teraz ta gra, ale to generalnie w założeniach to ma być taki ultimate symulator po prostu takiego futurystycznego kosmosu, gdzie mamy planety, mamy statki, mamy stacje kosmiczne, mamy fabułę, mamy chodzenie, mamy strzelanie, mamy wszystko po prostu. To ma być takie ultimate. To powstaje już w pizdu długo i nie wiem co się jeszcze raz, szczerze teraz z tym dzieje tak naprawdę. Nie wiem czy tutaj coś powiedzą, tu jakiś zwiastun czegoś. Jakiegoś napierdalania się, ale o co dokładnie chodzi to nie wiem. Biegać w Star Citizenie już można z tego, co
Cicho,
wiem.
mnie coś naszło, że ja bym chciał tajkuna, w którym byśmy tworzyli swoje własne reklamy. Kampanie reklamowe i sobie reklamy do różnych produktów. To byłby fajny tajkun.
All new gameplay footage of Just Cause 4. A closer look at The Walking Dead, the final season. All new gameplay footage of Hitman. And now your host, Sean Plott.
Chyba znowu robię końcówkę z przytupem.
Gaming show. In addition to talking about games, we're also going to talk about some of the upcoming hardware trends. To join me in talking about it is the senior brand manager from Acer. It's Eric Ackerson. Thanks for joining me up here, Eric.
Będę gadać o sprzęcie.
Nie, kurwa, jeszcze gorzej.
That consumers can be expecting right now.
Well, right now we're developing some new products, particularly in the display space. We want to take the experience to the next level. To help with that, one of our new products is the Predator X27. It's an incredible gaming display. For instance, it's 4K and 120 Hz refresh. The users can overclock to 144.
I kosztuje tak za 220 tysięcy, tak tyle ile nowy samochód.
Can you explain a little more in detail what that is and what that means?
Well, there's quite a bit that goes into it, but for the purpose of this conversation, the fact that there are 384 individual backlit zones, so the backlighting can be individually controlled, really bright, very dark, it makes a better contrast on screen. Each of them are individually controlled. The brightness of the screen is far above a typical display. Typical, you're looking at 300 to 400 nits. We're looking at 600 with the Predator X27 with a max of 1,000 nits.
And you know, some of the titles that were showcased just now, there's a wide variety of some photorealistic, some with a really iconic art style. How does HDR contribute to that big range we see in gaming?
Well, one of the big things that helps is the color gamut that's available with these displays. We're able to do 99% of the Adobe color gamut, so it's better representing the vision of the art director.
Yeah, and some of the games that you see on screen that support HDR, Mass Effect Andromeda, Far Cry 4, Ni no Kuni 2, again, you won't see them in HDR right now unless you have an HDR monitor. It doesn't work that way. We can't just stream it to you. But, you know, it brings me to one of my next questions about PC gamers tend to have a huge range of possible budgets. What are the different sort of products to look for at those price ranges?
Well, I mean, we cover the gamut from very simple and to the point to high-performance esports products or multi-view, surround, multi-display products. But we also go really crazy sometimes. We decide...
Tak, wiem właśnie, że nie słychać. W każdym razie chciałem powiedzieć o tym, że po co takie monitory są? Aktualnie nie mamy kart graficznych, które byłyby w stanie poradzić sobie nawet ze sportowymi tytułami w 4K w 140 Hz, czy nawet 120. Po co?
We actually have to ship this with a Pelican case to protect the laptop, and it sells for $9,000. And we sold every single unit we could make. So we cover every spectrum of gaming.
You know, you brought up this Predator laptop, you brought up the Predator monitors at the start of this segment. Where can people go to hear more about or even pick one up once they stop being sold out?
So the good news is that we're shipping now. Our customers, partners are selling them. The bad news is a few have already sold out of this new Predator X27 monitor. I believe Micro Center is still in stock. Amazon will be in stock again soon.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on stage, Eric. Frankie is awaiting in the balcony with our very next title.
The PC has always been the platform for crazy ideas. In our next game, Genesis Alpha 1, you build and manage a space vessel, farm resources, deal with terrifying alien infestations, and explore a vast, randomly generated universe. Oh, and you can take DNA from the aliens you encounter across the galaxy, splice them with members of your crew to create new life forms. Just a typical day at the office. Let's take a look.
Greetings, Commander.
To może być ciekawe. Ej, czy... Wait. Myślałem, czy ja tej gry już wcześniej nie widziałem. Chociaż nie jestem pewien, bo coś widziałem chyba podobnego. Ja już trochę grę gdzieś widziałem, albo coś zajebiście podobnego, ale spoko.
Feel free to experiment with DNA and alien abilities to maximize crew efficiency. Ready your weapons.
Tam to łaj wyglądało jak żywcem wyjęte z Fallouta.
if you didn't catch the pre-show quiz, you might be wondering who my buddy is. Well, this, ladies and gentlemen, is Webster from Drake's Cakes, one of the PC gaming show's sponsors this year. And he's got a cool competition for you, the Drake's Cakes PAX giveaway. Oh yes, PAX is a gathering of PC and tabletop games, concerts, panels, exhibits and tournaments. It's like a 4-day LAN party, festival, workshop and concert rolled into one. The very lucky winner will enjoy a trip to PAX West, including 2 tickets and a free trip to Seattle. So if that's you, hit me up on those dates, because I am free. Webster, my man duck, this is very generous of you indeed. And by entering, guys, you will get a discount code to get your hands on some delicious Drake's Cakes available on Amazon. And if you're at E3 itself, don't forget you can meet Webster in person at the E3 Concourse Walkway, where he'll be giving away Drake's swag and tasty treats all week. So if you see him, give him a fist bump on my behalf. I'll take one now. Thank you very much, Webster. So if you have ever dreamt of spending a weekend knee-deep in one of Earth's best gaming festivals, visit pcgamer.com/Drake's Cakes and enter now for a chance to win and hang out with Webster. All right, Webster, all this hosting has got me a bit peckish. How about we look at a trailer for the next edition of Klei Entertainment's beloved survival series, Don't Starve, Hamlet.
Okej, mamy coś nowego do Don't Starve. No mieliśmy taką trochę głupią wstawkę z jednym ze sponsorów, no ale takiego ze sponsora znaleźć i to musieli wstawić. Ten typet w tej kaczce musi mieć takie. Ja jebie, co za debile. No, okej, spoko, nie wiem o co ci Bartko chodzi, ale no. Mamy coś nowego do Don't Starve, pewnie jakieś DLC czy coś takiego.
Our next title is the next installment in a series that never fails to make me laugh. It's Just Cause 4, and they have a brand new engine to bring the...
Dobra, zobaczmy jak wyglądają te efekty pogodowe w Just Cause, bo to wczoraj było pokazane, powiedziane, ale w sumie nie widzieliśmy jak to wygląda dokładnie w gameplayu. Także miejmy nadzieję, że to będzie całkiem spoko. I zobaczymy jak fizyka jest symulowana. Przy okazji sobie Amazon zorganizował reklamę ich silnika, który, no nie da się ukryć, wygląda naprawdę zajebiście.
Joining me to talk about it on stage now, from Avalanche Studios, it's Francesco Antolini and Adam Davidson. Gentlemen, welcome. Talk to me about the tornado.
It's fantastic, isn't it? So it's a very nice piece of tech. It's not just beautiful, but thanks to Apex, it's also a bad boy that actually works. It's fully physicalized.
Yeah.
This means that it's roaming the world, wreaking havoc, and
it's not just like a background piece. It's actually impacting the world before you.
This is just cause, man. You go there and you play with it. Yeah.
You know, throughout the trailers that I've seen, it seems to be a lot of different environments that are available throughout. Can you talk to me about those?
Yeah, I mean, one of the most important things to us with this installment of Just Cause was bringing a lot more variety into the game, and that extends to a lot of things, but certainly the biomes of the game. So instead of one kind of region of, like, say, southern Italy, like we had last time, now you have lush rainforests, deserts, grassland, and even alpine biomes, all of which, you know, are rendered beautifully with the new Apex engine.
Now, something that's very important to me is some of my favorite features from Just Cause 3. Can you talk to me about, like, the wingsuit and the grappling hooks? Like, are those coming back in Just Cause 4?
Everything you love from Just Cause 3 is back.
Good.
But everything is also just better. There's more to do, more to discover. For example, the grappling hook is completely customizable. The combat model has been completely reworked, redesigned.
Miało być gameplay, ja chcę gameplay. Gameplay, I want gameplay.
That interacts with grappling hook and parachute.
The wind that we saw from the tornadoes, is just like basic wind effects also get incorporated as well?
Again, it just goes, so nothing, just an effect. So if there is wind, it's physics and acts with your parachute, grappling hook, and the rest. Yeah.
Well, where can people go to get some, we'll call it first-hand footage of what Just Cause 4 can deliver?
They can check it out at justcause.com/E3 and for 3 days.
That's right. Believe it or not, E3 hasn't started yet. Starts tomorrow. Yeah, 12th to 14th.
But that's true.
You can check it out. Thanks so much for joining us on stage. I look forward to the hilarity.
Czyli nie będzie teraz gameplayu, to mamy sami sobie zobaczyć. Okej, zajebiście.
All-time favorite IPs. I can't wait for Frankie to talk to you about The Walking Dead.
Of course.
Overkill Software and Starbreeze are the creators of Payday and Payday 2. Therefore, it goes without saying that these studios are some of the most talented makers of cooperative shooters, and their next one is set in a familiar but new apocalyptic Washington, D.C. Here's the first gameplay footage for Overkill's The Walking Dead, and keep your eyes peeled for the release date at the end.
Zobaczmy, może być interesujące.
No, to będzie jakaś strzelanka kooperacyjna, tu wychodzi. To już tak trochę meh.
To już bardzo meh.
Bo ja liczyłem na coś z fajną historią.
We were so many things. Husbands and wives, doctors and teachers, writers and architects. But when the world ended, all that ended too. Every day we fight for more than survival. We fight to build a new life. Alone, we're weak.
Nie fajne.
No nie fajne, bo to będzie strzelanka wieloosobowa.
Nie fajne.
Kurczę, no nawet survival, jak Bartko mówisz, to byłoby lepsze.
Temu czemuś mówimy nie. To jest appointed w chuj.
Szkoda.
Nawet bardzo szkoda.
Overkill is The Walking Dead, November 6th.
Chcecie The Walking Dead, grajcie w Telltale'a.
And I have more good news for fans of The Walking Dead. Overkill's game for The Walking Dead, of course, coming soon, but we have a second, completely different Walking Dead game that we're getting the chance to talk about right now. This is Telltale's The Walking Dead, the final season. Joining me on stage to talk about it is the lead writer, James Windler, and the voice of Clementine herself, Melissa Hutchison.
To ciekawe.
Oczywiście kurwa fajne, na sam koniec, dzięki.
Fajne na sam koniec, tak, ale przynajmniej zawsze te końcówki teraz są, które były mocne.
Joining me on the stage.
Our pleasure.
Thank you. Now, I want to ask right away for, people who've played through the first 3 seasons of The Walking Dead, in terms of the gameplay, what's some of the familiar and what's some of the new?
Okay, so for people who don't know Telltale, we are a story-based company. We focus on narrative. We've had our roots in the old school point-and-click adventure games, but we've developed our own cinematic style and almost a signature mechanic, like our choice wheel.
Yeah.
And that's all familiar. That should, the choices branch the narrative. What's new this year, we have traditionally like combat and action, we've done with QTEs and like swipes and button mashes and all of that. This year, with the final season, we're introducing segments of unscripted combat.
Yeah, we see some of this right here.
Yeah, so Clem probably just brutalizes on.
Okej. Fajne, to jest akurat spoko, jeżeli będzie trochę bardziej taka customowa walka, bardziej otwarta.
The orbital cam, like the over-the-shoulder camera, so that's like offering our players opportunities to explore our environments, which you can also see from the B-roll, is like they're looking really, really good with this graphic black art style that we're employing.
Yeah, because in the previous games it was much more of a directed camera from scene to scene, but now you can really sort of explore the environment on your own.
Absolutely, yeah, and yeah.
Now, I want to ask about the story. I mean, Telltale games always have that as the central feature. Where does The Walking Dead, the final season, start off?
Okay, so it starts, Clementine has been on the road for a long time. We are post-time jump in the comics. She's been on the road. She's traveling with AJ, who is an orphan boy, who is the closest thing that she has to family. But they're reaching the end of it. They are like running out of steam on the road. It's like proving to be untenable. The final season, Clementine discovers a school, a secluded school where there are no adults, and essentially sees that this might be a place that they could call home.
Yeah, and what are the sort of challenges that she's going to face throughout the season?
Oh, all kinds of challenges, yeah. Like zombie threat all the time. Yeah, of course. And then there's always the external threat, like at some point there are going to be adults coming in representing external threats that she's going to have to deal with.
Now, Melissa, I want to ask what your experience...
Dobra, jeżeli ja dobrze rozumiem, będzie cywilizacja złożona z nastolatków i pewnie dzieci, tak?
Mniej więcej.
We're not going to do math on air.
Yeah, we're
That's
not
always
doing
a bad
math.
idea.
That's not happening right now. It's been a long time, and it's not only just playing one character, it's actually been aging with her, growing with her, and falling deeper and deeper in love with her, and starting as this young child who's, playing as Lee, it's your job to protect her, and then organically moving through all these seasons, and now you're playing as Clementine. I mean, really, this is a fan-driven game, so this final season is for the fans, and you're going to be playing as Clementine and protecting AJ, and this is just near and dear to my heart. And
yeah, I mean, how do you feel about the fact that this is the end?
Well, I mean, it's bittersweet. I'm super sad. I'm super psyched. Of course, it'll be sad to end her journey, but I'm really looking forward. Obviously, I'm surrounded by.
Czyli mam wrażenie, że Clementine zginie. Ups.
Tak. Zginie.
Crush it. So, sad but happy? It's all very confusing. I'm a very confused human right now. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I'm someone who's played through all of the Telltale Walking Dead games. I'd love to know when the final season is coming out.
August 14th. Yeah, we ship August 14th, and it's available for pre-order right now.
Be sure to...
Tego to będzie tylko pierwszy sezon. Znaczy pierwszy epizod. Ale to i tak, to dobrze, że niedługo, tak? A 14 sierpnia? To wcale nie tak długo.
Back to you on the balcony.
Next up, have I got a treat for you. Coming straight out of Finland from Nolla Games, it's a magical action roguelike that asks, is that a wand in your pocket, or are you just trying to kill me? Don't let the retro art style fool you. Noita is set in a procedurally generated world where every pixel is physically simulated. Let's take a look.
Что? Фу.
Dobra, mam wrażenie, że to chyba te najciekawsze tytuły już się skończyły, bo w sumie ten The Walking Dead był mocno zapowiadany i że to będzie właśnie taka największa rzecz tutaj. A ta gra jest o tyle ciekawa, że z tego co ona powiedziała, każdy piksel jest symulowany, czyli teoretycznie to wszystko może się rozpieprzyć. Tak. Okej.
next title is one that's very near and dear to my heart, as it is the spiritual successor to one of my favorite childhood games, Theme Hospital. Joining me to talk about it are the two founders of 2 Point Studios to talk about 2 Point Hospital. Join me in welcoming Dr. Webley and Dr. Carr. Wow. Great suits. I mean, I gotta ask, as two fully trained medical professionals, how does one run a hospital in 2 Point Hospital? Whoa, what's going on with the mic? Wait, oh my gosh, is the stethoscope eliminating your microphone? Oh, you know what? We do this every year. Come here, talk to me.
Okay.
How do we run a hospital?
So 2 Point Hospital is...
Dobra, problemy techniczne powodują, że coś się dzieje.
It's okay to be gay, let's rejoice with the boys.
Gościu nie włączył mikroportu.
Is this not working at all?
Yeah, it's great.
Doing great.
Carry on.
I'll carry on then. Yeah, a lot of customization, a lot of interesting characters in our world, which, with all these different characters, we had to come up with some really interesting illnesses and cures for them. And you have fun in 2 Point County exploring different regions and curing people with different ailments. And as you can see on the screen, we've got... this is real. We actually researched this. It's a certain animal. And also you can train people. You can train your doctors to be better, your nurses to be better, do research so you can unlock new wonderful cures.
Yeah.
You know, saying everything, isn't it?
Sorry, I didn't know if your mic was working. I was a bit backfilling. Carry on.
Yeah, so I mean, no, tell me about it. Like, what is the sort of late game sort of experience that you'll be playing through? Because this looks like it's quite deep into the running of a hospital.
Yeah, this is later on. So you start off and you're...
O, już ogarnęli, już się nie będą przytulać na scenie.
You're training up staff, you're diagnosing illnesses, and you're hopefully curing them and making money, and then getting off.
I see this malady. Yeah, I see this malady called turtle head. Can you explain a little bit about what that is?
Yes, yes. It's when the head becomes so shrunken, it gets stuck in the neck orifice, just pops out slightly, and it has to be extracted. And Mark, how's it get
well,
extracted?
This is something you've maybe we've all been there. I know. This is one where you know a little bit of suction always helps, and
Oto prawdziwe życie.
And out it comes.
Tak, symulator lekarza 10 000.
Oto co was czeka w przyszłości, drogie dzieci. Uważajcie, żeby wasze głowy nie utknęły w karkach.
What is a monobrow infestation?
Yeah, well, monobrow is, you know,
follically enhanced.
Yes.
Problem. We've all been there.
Yeah. I haven't.
No. Okay.
But yeah, it needs to be diagnosed and cured pretty quickly. If it doesn't, it'll fester, and you might shed a bit of hair. And in fact,
it will actually leave the body, and it needs to be.
Ta gra jest trochę głupia.
Głupia jak ja pierdolę.
It looks like the monobrows are multiplying in the hospital.
They breed they're big breeders. The
monobrows. They like dirty places.
Dlaczego?
Disgusting. So you've got to keep your hospital clean and well maintained. Otherwise, they're going to breed. You'll have a trouble.
I want to ask about sort of how the game evolves over time, because you know, Theme Hospital was very mission-based. How does the experience of running a hospital change as the game goes on?
Yeah, so
running hospital. Jezus Maria, jest słabe to.
Nie wkurwiaj mnie
Point County, there's different regions. There's a cold region, there's warm regions with contagious diseases, and you know there's
poor regions, there's rich regions.
Yeah. So we've got volcanoes.
Yeah.
In fact.
We've got all sorts of wonderful weird effects can happen in different parts of the
So
world.
you might struggle to manage your hospital empire because a volcano went off nearby.
Yeah, it's about spinning plates, isn't it? You've got everything set up nicely, and then
something happens.
Well, I'd love to know more information about when 2 Point Hospital is coming out.
Well, we're coming out to fall, and you can check us out by going onto our Steam page and hopefully wish listing. And we're coming later in the year.
We're told.
No.
Well, I'm personally, again, really looking forward to it coming out. Thanks so much for joining me, Doctor and Doctor.
Thank you.
Talk about 2 Point Hospital. Now, our second Battle Royale game of the afternoon takes a fantasy RPG.
Wait, czy to jest naprawdę dopiero druga gra Battle Royale? Czy my tu mamy siedzieć jeszcze z 5 godzin, żeby oglądać o grach Battle Royale? No dobra, zobaczmy, może to też... O nie, to już jest konkurencja do Fortnite'a, to nie. To nie.
To jest jak Realm Royale. Nie, to jest Realm Royale. O tym widziałem materiał na zagraniku, podobno to jest lepsze niż Fortnite. To jest odpadnie z twórców.
Ale i tak realistyczne te, no, PUBG, znaczy Battle Royale są lepsze.
Realm Royale, no.
Joining me to talk about Realm Royale is the executive producer at High Res Studios. It's Rory Newbro, aka Dry Bear. Mr. Dry Bear, what separates Realm Royale from other types of battle royale games in the genre?
It's a good question. So before you go up into the air to determine where you land on the map, you'll actually choose from a list of fantasy classes like mage or hunter or assassin and specify a unique play style before you land.
How do these different classes work?
So the engineer will be more about bunkering down, putting up shields, putting down turrets. The assassin will get behind the lines using stealth, use a sniper rifle to take out targets. And the warrior will just jump in there throwing axes and being crazy.
And, you know, in some of the streams that I've watched, it also seemed like there were abilities, not just the loot and find stuff. Can you talk to me about how the ability mechanics work?
Once you choose a class, it'll come with a set of abilities, and you'll actually be upgrading these during the match, but it specifies your play style. And so as you're looting, abilities as well as armor and weapons will come out of the chests.
Okay.
You'll start equipping that and determining the play style you want, and so you can just really specify.
And, you know, you mentioned this a little bit. I've seen it on stream. Talk to me about crafting in the game. I mean, how does crafting work in a game where there's a constantly shrinking play circle?
We're really excited about this. So strewn across the map, there are places called forges. And so once you go to the forge, you'll collect shards from disenchanting loot you find as you're going about. And you'll use these shards to start crafting legendary gear, very powerful pieces that everyone will want.
Yeah.
Once you start the forge, a smokestack will...
No to ma dosyć szczerze mało wspólnego z Battle Royalem, tak więc... To może być jakiś powiew w sumie świeżości i to może się jeszcze udać w sumie.
E3 exclusive.
That's right. So free on Steam. We're actually out for less than a week now, and we were already number 4 on Steam charts. And this week at E3, through Mixer, if you stream on Mixer and you're playing, the streamer that gets closest to the Crown Royale will enter into the hype zone, and so everyone will see you on. You'll be featured on the main page of Mixer. And you'll have a chance to win the Jailbird chicken skin, which is our first piece of cosmetic. It's a little chicken with like a little jailbird, like prisoner outfit, and just box around. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and if you don't know the chicken mechanic, seriously, please look it up right now. Rory, thanks so much for joining me on stage to talk about Realm Royale. Once again, it's for free on Steam right now. Our next game is one that was shown at last year's PC gaming show, and Frankie has some updates of what they've been up to.
Yes, John, as you may remember, our next game is made by a core team of just 2 people. It's called Ooblets, and it's a farming and creature collecting indie inspired by Pokemon, Harvest Moon, and Animal Crossing. This fresh trailer features a first look at their unique combat system, along with plenty of cute ooblets and environments. Let's take a gander.
No myślę, że jeszcze do drugiej pewnie pocisną tą konferencję, nawet może dłużej. Zobaczymy. To jest dobre pytanie właśnie. Ja nie znają. Ale jest jeszcze... Są wiaderka od Wiktora jeszcze.
Są jeszcze wiaderka. Można na przykład wąchać buty stare, zużyte.
No i Bartko, to było powiedziane, że to było inspirowane Pokemonami, tak więc nie wiem w ogóle jak mu... Pokemony to też nie moja bajka w ogóle, także...
Strategy, which is why I'm delighted.
O, strategia.
The next in the Anno games. Let's take a look at Anno 1880.
Nowe Anno. Nie starczyło czasu na Ubisoftie, ale fajnie, że pokazują nowe Anno, proszę bardzo. No jeżeli się Bartko zwijasz, to pa.
Tak? Bartko, cześć, Bartko.
Anno 1800.
Joining me on the stage to talk about it is the executive producer, Burkhard Rathheiser, and community developer.
Jakby razem, bo to może, ale tak oddzielnie to chyba nie. Znaczy ja sobie pójdę między Sony a tym, ale Sony trzeba obejrzeć mimo wszystko.
I want to begin right away by asking, for people who haven't seen or experienced the Anno series, what are these types of games like?
Yeah, well, Anno 1800 is a PC only real-time strategy game, and it's kind of mixing city building together with economic simulation and naval warfare. And at its core, it's a sandbox game. So you have a vast amount of freedom to explore the world and build huge cities.
And I wonder if you could talk to me a little bit about why the choice of the 19th century for this game.
Well, the 19th century it's such an interesting and rich era. There was so much happening in this era. So we had two industrial revolutions.
No jeżeli Bartko chcesz iść, no to tak jak mówię, no to będziemy się żegnać w takim razie z tobą. Dzięki tutaj za siedzenie z nami tak długo, do 1:30, jak masz jutro iść na ten angielski, to idź.
Tak.
Idź i jak coś to powiedz, że ja w czwartek zrobię prezentację o CD Projekcie. Znaczy nie mów, że o CD Projekcie, bo to ma być niespodzianka. Ale powiedz, że zrobię. A jak powie, że już w czwartek nie mogę, to trudno, powiedz, że piątka może być.
And then it's kind of a journey through the 19th century. So it's a kind of you explore everything that kind of happened in this rich era.
And I understand that you have a very unique take on how to work with the community, how to gather feedback. I was wondering if you could talk to me about what is Anno Union.
So last year at Gamescom, when we actually revealed the game, we decided on, you know what, it's pre-alpha, revealed the game. We invited the community to basically become a member of our development team. So we launched our Anno Union platform. It's a place where we give constant weekly updates on the current development and invite players to give feedback and basically help us developing the game.
Can you give me like an example of exactly how some choices have been steered by the community?
So there's a lot of different stuff we did. So like from the feedback we got on our blogs and focus playtests where invited players, we got so much great feedback, which had to completely rebalance the mid and late game of the game. Also, we heavily expanded on core features of the game based on feedback. We said like, okay, that really seems to work. Players like that, so okay. Let's do it, like improve the quality a little bit even more.
Yeah.
But they can also vote on actual game content. So we had a big vote for an AI opponent in the game, for a community creation contest where they could create their own island and stuff like this.
And I understand that some of this footage that you're sharing right now is pieces that people can go to anno-union.com and vote on right now.
Exactly. So right just in time for E3, you can go to anno-union.com, check out, we have a vote up where you can vote on one of 5 ships in the game. And that's only the first stage, because in the second stage, we will allow you to design your own ship variant. So the winner of that first vote, then you can hand in your own design notes, drawings, 3D models, whatever you like. And the winner of that contest will actually make it into the game.
Now, where is the website?
Widzę, Ubisoft w tym roku strasznie idzie w to, żeby community pomagało w tym. W tworzeniu gier. To ciekawe w sumie jest, jeżeli ktoś mówi, ktoś jest into graphics, to ma duże szanse się tam znaleźć, podejrzewam.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining me on stage to talk about Anno 1800. Our next title is the final battle royale of the night, and Frankie,
O wow, kończymy Battle Royalem. To i tak mało, spodziewałem się szczerze więcej.
Publisher Tiny Build is known for discovering distinctive indie developers and bringing their quirky ideas to the fore, with Cluster Truck, Speedrunners and Hello Neighbor among their catalogue of hits. And now I'm delighted to be able to bring you the world-exclusive reveal of a game developed by Galvanic Games in cooperation with Explosion. Inspired by the Cyanide and Happiness webcomic, Rapture Rejects is Battle Royale as you've never seen one before, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not. Top down, isometric, cartoony, and basically bonkers. Let's take a look at what happens when the man upstairs makes an epic fail and only beams up the bad people. Introducing Rapture Rejects.
Dear God, every day I strive to be closer to your light. I pray that when Judgment Day, that most holiest of days, comes upon us, when you bring all the good people to heaven, that I may live in eternal glory by your side. Amen.
Zjebanej przeróbki, kurwa, ze śmiechowej rzeczy animowanej w internecie. Pierdolony Battle Royale? Czy to się dzieje naprawdę? Halo, świat? Ludzie? Co? Co się odpierdala? Co się dzieje?
Little help? Thanks, brah.
Co ja kurwa właśnie zobaczyłem? Battle Royale nie dość, że jakieś dziwne pojebane trailery, to jeszcze kurwa zrzut izometryczny. O chuj chodzi.
Ja akurat Sayana i bardzo szanuję, tak więc.
A ja nie szanuję takich animacji.
I can't believe we got to show that trailer. That's so great. Our final game that we will be showcasing this
Dobrze, chociaż nie kończył tamtym, bo
action franchise in gaming, the Hitman series. Let's take a look at a brand new trailer
była mowa o Hitmanie,
Hitman
prawda?
2.
No dobra, to zobaczmy.
Welcome to Miami, 47. The innovation race is on its last day, and it is down to the wire. The Providence defectors are Robert and Sierra Knox. A day of high-octane thrills and two very public targets.
Pierdolnięcie poszło.
Backup jest taki hitny jak zawsze.
Ale fajny trailer, podobał mi się.
Joining me to talk about Hitman 2 is game director from IO Interactive, Jacob Mickelson. Join me up here, Jacob. Come on out, we gotta talk. Assassination.
Hey, Sean.
Welcome, Jacob. Thanks for joining me. I mean, right away, tell me, what is Agent 47 doing in Miami?
Well, he's there to pay a visit to Sharon Robert Knox, who are part of the Kronstadt Empire. And yeah, we all know how that ends, right?
Well, given that it's a Hitman game, I have some hints. And, you know, I always felt like in the Hitman games, the environment was so critical, trying to study and trying to understand it. What are some of the elements in Miami that will show up in Hitman 2?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Miami is, I think it's one of the biggest events we've ever created in the game. And in Miami, we have, of course, the race as the centerpiece.
Yeah.
But being this super high detailed sandbox, we also go to great lengths to actually create all the surrounding bits and pieces, like you have here, backstage area. Of course, we also have that in Miami. So pits and paddocks, there's an emergency room, and so on. So all the facilities needed in order for you to kind of make your own way through the mission and take advantage of the locations and all the different disguises and items you stumble upon as you move in closer to your targets.
And in terms of mechanics, I know that there's going to be a lot of the familiar feels, but what are some of the brand new mechanics that are in Hitman?
Yeah, some of the new stuff is, for instance, the crowds we just saw here in Miami. First of all, there's more than ever.
Yeah,
we're close to 2,000 people now in the scenes. And on top of that, we also introduced a new crowd mechanic where you can dip into the crowd if you get in trouble. So as long as they are not fleeing or running away, then they're there for you to hide in, so in case you get chased by guards. Another new thing is the picture-in-picture mechanic where you get information about what's going on other places in the level. So if you're setting up traps and stuff like that, you can kind of keep track of where the important characters are. And last but not least, we have the fan favorite, which is the sniper briefcase is back. But this time it's not only for sniper rifles, it's also for all the other things you want to carry around kind of without causing too much attention to yourself.
And I want to ask about some of the weapons and the disguises that have been showing up throughout these trailers.
Yeah, we go to great lengths. I think the theme of this showing is going to be the fish. It's really it's a studio favorite. We're having a lot of laughs at that, right? And then, of course, you just saw it in the kitchen as a frying pan. So we all know the kitchen is the most dangerous room in your house, right?
Yeah,
so
of course.
Also counts in Hitman.
And I want to ask about some of my favorite content from Hitman, things like elusive targets, limited time events. Will those be making a comeback?
Absolutely. So there's still going to be escalations for you to kind of challenge the game in many different ways. There's going to be challenge packs, again, new challenge for you. And then, of course, the elusive targets that pop up for a short period of time only. And you have one shot at this or, go bust.
As my final question, the expected question, when does Hitman 2 come out?
Hitman 2 comes out November 13, and if you pre-order right now, you also get access to a new game mode called Sniper Assassin, where you get to play as Agent 47, and also, for the first time in the franchise, you can play along with a friend in the co-op mode.
Well, Jacob, thank you so much for coming out. I'm super looking forward to Hitman 2.
Thank you.
I might be the worst Hitman ever, but I try hard. Now, Jacob, I'm going to thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to escort you off to the right. So you're going to rush off this way, because coming in from the left, for the first time ever, vaguely nearby me, it's the co-host, Frankie. Come here, Frankie.
They let me come down from the balcony for good behavior.
Excellent. Well, Frankie, we did it. The PC Gaming Show is done. Thank you so much for joining us to host this year.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for all of you who came out to the Will Turn and joined us today. It was a blast. Thanks to Twitch chat. I know that everything you said was appropriate and intelligently thought out. And of course, this year we're curating even more great PC games from the Facebook booth in E3 South Hall. Last, and of course not least, a huge thank you to all our wonderful sponsors who let the PC Gaming Show come back for a 4th straight year. They are Hi-Res Studios, Digital Extremes, Archangel Hellfire, Team 17, Stardock Entertainment, Acer, Predator, Improbable, Oculus Rift, Drake's Cakes, Tripwire, Frontier Developments, and Square Enix. We hope you have a wonderful E3 and go play some damn video games. Cheers!
Thank you! Bye!
Dobra, w końcu koniec. Już też mi się szczerze pomału nie chciało tego PC Gaming Show. Znaczy nie widziałeś Bethesdy.
Jeszcze gorsze było?
No tak porównywalnie, bardzo porównywalne to było. Dobra, słuchajcie, będziemy się przerywać. Oj, wyłączyłem przez przypadek.
Co?
Streama.
Debil.
No, trudno.
Włącz.
To słuchajcie, to my w takim razie będziemy się przerywać. Podsumowanie, coś pewnie z tego wyciągniemy, nie wiem, wyciągniemy jakieś The Walking Deady, wyciągniemy Hitmana. Wyciągniemy może Ubery. I coś zobaczymy, jakieś tego się podsumowanie na pewno pojawi, być może będzie to podsumowanie w stylu PC Gaming Show było słabe, tyle, koniec. ale jeszcze zobaczymy, jak to wszystko wyjdzie. W każdym razie, słuchajcie, teraz będziemy już kończyć na razie, do czasu aż rozpocznie się konferencja Sony, czyli zapewne widzimy się mniej więcej za 10:03, czyli za mniej więcej godzinę. Tak więc na razie będzie przerwa. Nie wiem, czy będziemy zostawiać streama. Nie będziemy zostawiać streama? Czy będziesz chciał wziąć komputer? Czyli będziemy zostawiać streama, dobra. Także słuchajcie, widzimy się za mniej więcej godzinę. 3 osoby, które to oglądają, bo jest już późno. Ja idę zaraz po Monstera i do was wracam, także ja tu pewnie sam trochę pohostuję, chyba że będziesz ze mną siedział?
Nie, ja powrócę już na samą konferencję Sony.
Dobra, czyli będę musiał pójść po ciebie przyjść, tak? Tak. Dobra. No to w takim razie dziękujemy wam za PC Gaming Show, za Ubisoft i za Square Enix i widzimy się na Sony, czyli miejmy nadzieję, że w końcu będzie coś ciekawego, bo
będzie,
co tak było.
stary,
Znaczy Ubisoft był quality, ale Sony powinno też rozwalić system, może nie pod względem jakości konferencji, bo u nich to nigdy nie jest na najwyższym poziomie, ale tytułami po prostu będzie top level, wyżej się chyba nie da. Tak czy siak, dzięki wszystkim, którzy do tej pory byli, zapraszamy na trzecią na Sony. Ja za chwilę jeszcze przyjdę, coś porobimy na komputerze, nie wiem jeszcze co, może jakieś programowanie, może jakieś prezentacje CD Projekcie, tego typu rzeczy. Zobaczymy jeszcze. W każdym razie chwila przerwy, jedę po Monstera, bo już też ledwo siedzę. Także do zobaczenia i robimy przerwę do mniej więcej 2:50.
A my się odładowujemy.
In my head.